knows Paul. He is a fixture around town.
Sigal Reese. Hi, Sigal.
Hi.
So what was that like? And
Hello again, everybody. We're here with Stacy Lane, brand new principal, Dr. Margot Gracek. Got it right?
Yes.
Okay. We're here on town meeting floor with none other than Judy Langone. We have, I got to tell you, I am blown away by the set that we have here today. This is a Your Town at Work special at best. We're here in the Norwood High School cafeteria, and I am here with my new friend, Eli Norris, who is the Food Services Director for Norwood Public Schools. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here and talk about all the good things that the ladies are doing in the schools.
So our set here today is kind of rivaling the Today Show, I think. And I'm going to ask for an NCM apron next time we come back to see you. But there's a unique situation because you're actually not a Norwood Public School employee. You work for a company called Chartwell, and it's a partnership. How'd that come about?
Sure. So like you said, I'm a contract food service worker. The town of Norwood and the school system contract the management of the program because the school district wants to be in the business of teaching kids. They don't necessarily want to be in the food business, and that's where my company thrives. We are the not only the local expert in the food, but globally as well. So they have a 3-year contract with my company, Chartwells, just for the management. All the staff in the cafeteria, it's the same smiling faces, that the kids have seen for years. We have a great staff that have been here for a long time, and so it's myself, and I'm the only outside Chartwells person, but we also have a resident dietitian, Kelsey, and she's with us one day a week, and she's also with Chartwells. My favorite thing about it is we have the resources. So I'm not here on an island. If I need help, I can reach out to people. We have a great peer system, a lot of different social media ways that we can show our best practices, get ideas, inspiration, stuff like that. And then whenever we have a little bump in the road, there's people that we can reach out to, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, you brought clearly a whole sense of excitement to the lunchroom, so to speak, which is fabulous, and we're gonna get into it a little later in the segment, including some excitement this week with the New England Patriot. But so, how many meals do you serve?
Sure. So out of the high school, we do about 600 lunches a day.
Okay.
The middle school is doing around 450 to 500 a day. And then across all the elementary schools, we're doing somewhere around 800 lunches a day. And that's Monday through Friday, day in and day out. Our breakfast program, the counts are a little bit lower. And that's one of the reasons, which we'll talk about later, why we really went for that breakfast cart grant. But we're doing a good number of meals, just somewhere over 50% of the total enrollment. Our meal counts have gone up every year, which is one of those benchmarks we love to see. But the reason we keep doing more and more things is we want more students to come in, get lunch with us. It's one less thing for the parents to have to worry about. So we're very excited.
And you kept the staff, which we all see a lot of familiar faces around here. I for one with the ladies behind the counter. But you also done a lot of things about making the food look a lot more appetizing. We're talking a little bit about that in the elementary schools.
Yeah. So at the elementary school, the food used to be served in these foil containers, which were then wrapped in foil, so the kids couldn't see it. And the saying is, everyone knows, you eat with your eyes. So we got some funding from the town, the capital, which was a great partnership. We laid out an extensive plan of what we wanted the program to be, and we got the school buy-in, we got the staff buy-in, and we got the town's buy-in. So it let us expand our offerings. We're prepping more food on site at each of the schools. Before, all of the food was prepared at Balch Central, because that's our satellite kitchen. But now we're able to send out some of the item raw, and the schools cook it. We got new ovens, new serving lines, so it's come a long way for sure.
The other thing is you're bringing a lot of innovative programs, and we're going to again talk about a bunch of them. But some of the ones. So the community Thanksgiving dinner. How did that come about?
Sure. Well, that was an idea that Cindy Durain had specifically. She wanted to do something. She just didn't. We didn't know where to go with it. Exactly what we wanted to do. My company, Chartwell's, myself, Kelsey, our dietitian, and the whole Norwood Food Service staff. Something we pride ourselves on is doing stuff in the community. I think last year we raised somewhere around $1,000 in a variety of different events. But this year we wanted our big thing to be the Thanksgiving dinner. So we talked with some of our vendor partners. We got them to come in and get some skin in the game. They donated some different food items from different local Massachusetts companies. And then it was just coordinating it. Making sure that we had our staff that was excited and willing to volunteer. But it was also pretty fun because we had the administration team, the building principals came down and they were serving, which was fun. It was
could be scary for some people too.
for sure, but it was a great event. But it really was the brainchild of Cindy Durain, and then coming up with what can we do, and then it kind of came to us of how do we execute it and how do we get the word out and make it a fun event. So it was a big group effort, and we were really proud of that event.
And I think there were, 175 meals, did I read?
Yep.
That's amazing. So talking about, how can we get something done, you also have a pretty robust compost program going on as well.
We do. So another one of my company's initiatives is called Waste Not, and it's just, it's tracking the amount of food scrap every day in the kitchens. We started this pilot at the high school last year. So when you'd peel a cucumber or core a tomato, those little pieces of scrap. We started capturing those items, putting it aside. The goal was to reduce the waste that was thrown out every day. So we started at the high school, and we actually partnered with Mr. Quinn, who's a chicken farmer. And at the high school, he takes those scraps and he feeds them to the chicken. So again, it's just trying to divert stuff from the garbage can. And then this year we started district-wide. So at all of our schools, we're now composting the kitchen scraps. We bring it over to the town yard, and it's worked out well. Through that initiative, as well as reducing the foil elementary containers that I spoke of earlier, there's been about a 35% reduction in the total cafeteria waste. So overall it's been great.
So that's not only good, it's good for the kids to learn that,
Yep.
number one, but it's also obviously giving back to the town a little bit because it's less that's going through.
Yeah, they were, Mr. Riccardi in the Buildings and Grounds facility, once we made the transition, he started really looking at the number of times the waste company was coming to pick stuff up, and he was able to reduce the number of pickups, which did save the school and the town some money, which is great.
Yeah, another one to highlight, at the risk of making this an infomercial, which we're not, it's exciting stuff. Summer lunch program.
Yeah.
Well, the summer meals program, I guess
Yep.
it was called, this past summer. How did that come about? Is that going to continue? And what happened with that?
So that took us 3 years to get up and going. We had the idea when again, our first year in Norwood. It's kind of funny. We have this giant whiteboard in our office, and on one side of the board we write stuff that we want to do. We call that the to-do side. And on the left side we have everything that we've completed, and that's the to-done side. So the summer meals program has been on that right side for 3 years. We originally reached out to the Dr. Crowley, who does the Summer Academy,
Yep.
and also the superintendent at the Civic Center, the Rec Center, Travis. Because it's those programs, we needed that kind of built-in participation to sustain the program. So the first year we had the idea, we were too late. We missed the cutoff when the programming went out. And then after that, it was just there's a lot of regulations involved. A little bit of red tape that we had to maneuver through because we had to operate the program, and we didn't want it to cost the school any money. We didn't want it to cost the town any money. We wanted it to be a neutral program, but still a good way that we could serve meals to the kids over the summer. And we were able to do that. So this was our first year, and we are looking at continuing it. So we're going to be filling out our application for this upcoming school year, and it's It's one of those programs where it's free to anyone that's under 18 or under. They don't have to show an ID. There's no stigma attached to it. It's just the cafeteria at the Coakley will be open. Come in and get lunch. And at the risk of sounding like an infomercial, the more kids that come in, the better the program is. We do have some safeguards in place to keep the population that's involved in the summer programming separate from the people that are walking in off the street, because there's head counts, and we've got to make sure all the right kids end up in the right classrooms and stuff. But it's been a great program, another one that we're very proud of.
All right, before we get up, Eli, and you show us some more exciting programs, let's take a second about you. So this is not your first rodeo here in Norwood.
Yeah.
We're, a little bit about your backgrounds.
Sure.
And how you ended up here.
So my first food service job was as a dishwasher at a small steakhouse in Ohio. It was $5 cash under the table, and it was one of the most fun jobs I've ever had. I walked out at the end of the night with $25 in my pocket, and I was king of the world. But through working in the dish room, got very friendly with the cooks, and then looking back, I see they just wanted me to cover for them when they went out and had a break. But having one of the cooks come in and show me something, and then I could cover for them for 10, 20 minutes, it was a good first step in the door. I worked my way up at that steakhouse from the dishwasher, and then when I left, I was the head grill cook. And at a family steakhouse, that's as good as it gets. And so from there, I went to Johnson & Wales in Rhode Island. I have my food service management degree. Went 2 years for culinary arts and then 2 years for food service management. My dream was always to own my own restaurant, but then as I was going through college, and the realization came that you're not going to have any nights, any weekends, no holidays. The restaurant business is, it's razor thin margins, and you're not going to see your family or friends much. So I joined with Compass Group right out of college. I went to their corporate dining sector, Urest, and it was in an office building. It wasn't necessarily the most fun environment. The clientele, the customers that were there, they're at work. They're not there to have fun. They're just at work. They have 10 minutes for lunch before they have to hop on a webinar. So it wasn't the environment that I liked. And then when I came to K-12, it was initially for the school calendar. I initially thought that it was, you only work when school's in. I thought, what's better than 5 days a week, 45 weeks. I didn't realize at the time there's summer meal programs and all these other, sort of stuff going on. So that's how I got into the school food. I spent about 10 years in Medway and Millis. That was my first K-12 experience. Had a great time in both districts. Kind of came in and grew the programs a little bit. And then actually the high school manager at the Millis High School took over for me when I came to Norwood. This is my 4th school year now. And since we've been in Norwood, or since I've been in Norwood, it's only gotten better. I think the programming has gotten better. The regulations have gotten tougher, but we've just gotten more creative.
Super. All right, so I think we're going to take a look at what we have behind us, because I'm starting to get a little hungry, to be honest with you. So let's get up and take a look.
So what we have here, this is probably one of my favorite and one of the students' favorite sections. This is called Student Choice. Now this is a new program that we rolled out about mid last year. This is a high school and middle school program, and it's really exciting. It's one of the first kind of programs that does this. So it's 2 different competing station items, and then the students vote. So this is what we did the most recent time. It was a chicken tikka masala versus a pulled pork with a Mojo barbecue sauce. So we set up the backdrop. We have 2 or 3 tables, 2 or 3 staff member behind it, and we're prepping samples of these items. The kids come in at lunchtime, they get to sample them, and then they pull out their smartphone, or we have laptops set up, and they can vote right there. And then we have the results displayed on a screen, and then the winning station becomes served in the cafeteria. So this has been, it's been very successful at the high school and the middle school.
Now, has this vote been taken yet?
Yeah, so this is the one that we did about a month ago, and the Mojo barbecue pork won in a landslide.
Interesting. All right.
And then the next thing we have here, I keep saying how excited we are for everything. It's just going to keep getting better and better. This is our new Discovery Kitchen cooking cart. It's a mobile cart. We can bring it into a classroom, a cafeteria. We can bring it anywhere that there's electric. It's a fantastic piece of equipment that we just got in. We've only used it a handful of times, so we're still just getting used to all the fun that we can have with it. But what we set up the last time, we did a stir fry on it. We did it with some classrooms. So we did a basil tofu stir fry. We've done a chicken orange stir fry. And it's meant to be interactive. So we have the cooktop. It's got the two cooktops. It has an oven in the back. It has a refrigerator. It has a functioning hand sink to wash our hands and talk about, good hygiene. And it also has a TV screen. So the kids that are sitting down in the classroom, they can see the action. It also has two tables that come off, and we put them on either side, and then we can have some student interaction. We can talk about healthy fats and tofu and the different vegetables and nutrients that are in all of them, and then also have some hands-on time where the kids can really get their hands dirty and play with stuff, and then cook it. And then we try to set about 10 to 15 minutes per demo, and then the students can taste it. That's the key.
Oh, that is so. Are the students getting into it? Or are they?
So we've only used it 2 or 3 times, or 4 times, but each time it was very well received. Probably coming up into April is when we're really going to start pushing it, and we'll be talking with the principals and the teachers. We're going to come up with almost like a sign-up sheet to see which teachers want us to come in. We want to tie in with what the classrooms are doing.
Right.
So if the classrooms are learning about cruciferous vegetables, we want to come in with some cruciferous vegetables and cook them in the classroom. So it'll be gaining momentum soon. This is a very it's new and it's a very exciting piece of equipment.
So to all you parents at home, this is an opportunity for your kids to learn how to cook when they come to school and make their own dinner.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
I can think of all the different tie-ins as well. Is this just here at the high school, or do you have it at any of the other schools?
So the beautiful thing about being a mobile cart is we can pack it up and we can bring it anywhere. We've used it so far just at the Savage Education Center with some friends from the Little Mustang Preschool Academy and some friends from the Extended Day program. But the goal is to get it into each of the classrooms, or into at least each of the schools. It does draw a good amount of electric, so we got to make sure there's the proper wiring everywhere. But that's the goal, and it is going to be a great fun time.
We're looking for more about that. Looks like we've got some awards over here too.
So yes, over the last few years, we've been lucky enough to win. In 2018, we won Chartwell's National Account of the Year. We also won the 2019 Regional Account of the Year, and then also a one for a community and one for a video that NCM actually helped produce. So we're very proud of the work that we do in the school, and we love to let everyone know the good stuff that's happening right in the kitchens.
Super. And I'm looking at that looks a lot more appetizing than what I remember. So.
Yeah, so today, this was just a very quick grab-and-go breakfast that they had set up today.
Yeah. It looks, not only does it look good, I've got my eye on those Cocoa Puffs over there. So.
And the other thing with all of our products is, although you may see Cocoa Puffs or you see Doritos, it's the reduced fat Doritos. It's the reduced sugar whole grain Cocoa Puffs. It's a lot of the same name brands that the students are used to seeing in the store, but it's the absolute best version of those products that we can get to the kids. I understand Cocoa Puffs are still Cocoa Puffs, but it's the best Cocoa Puff we can get.
Well, and we were talking a little bit about that before we started, that I was talking about the terrible lunches that I had when I was in high school, and even my kids there. Now it really is about healthy choices and making them a little bit more appetizing, to your point, like the Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, and a lot of what we do is introducing the kids to something new, which is why both of these past two things that we just talked about are great, because we can bring in a basil tofu stir fry. When we did it at the Cleveland and the Willett, a lot of the kids were a little, I don't know if I want to try tofu, or what is tofu? So having the conversation with the kids of, it's a great protein source, and our Kelsey, our dietitian, has the 2-bite rule, and Kelsey's the sweetest person, but when it comes to the 2-bite rule, like, she's very strict, and that's that you have to try 2 bites of anything before you say you don't like it. So try 1 bite, think about it for a minute, try the 2nd bite, and then see if you like it. Don't just instantly say, no, I don't like tofu, until you've tried it. So.
Super. All right, now we're going to go to this. This has been garnering a little excitement around here for sure, and involving a New England Patriot and a lot of, I'm going to tell you, social media posts like I've never seen. What do we have here with this card?
So again, Kelsey, our dietitian, put in for a Fuel Up to Play 60 grant. Fuel Up to Play 60 is the NFL and the Dairy Council's joint partnership. And we're all about serving milk and serving breakfast. So it was a no-brainer to go for this grant. And what it was, it's this mobile cart that we're able to load up with just quick grab-and-go items. We're not serving, let's say, hot breakfast sandwiches. If they want that, then come down to the cafe and get it. But we wanted to offer breakfast somewhere quick, somewhere easy, at a secondary location. So we're currently set up in the front lobby at the high school, and it just gives the kids another chance to grab a good breakfast. I don't have to bore you with the studies that say, you got to start your day with a well-balanced breakfast, but we all know it already. So we had Chase Winovich come in from the New England Patriots. He couldn't have been better. Talked with all the kids, very, very personable, took photos, talked about the importance of breakfast. He came down to the news studio with the kids and did a segment there. Couldn't have been a better ambassador for the Patriots, for Fuel to Play 60, the Dairy Council and everything. And then we also had Mr. Charlie Tully, who's a dairy farmer, come in. Unfortunately, I think all the action was to Chase and not to Mr. Tully.
Poor Mr. Tully.
But he's dairy farmers and farmers in general are what we're built on. So it's just a great partnership. As of this morning, I think we had somewhere around 23,000 views on the clip that the Patriots put out, and another maybe 4,000 views on the video that NCM put together. It's gotten a lot of positive feedback, but it's just another way that we can get food to kids.
And I see you getting them a little excited about with the Patriot swag and a contest and stuff like that.
Yep.
By the way, I'm waiting for Chad to come jumping out of the cart. I think I'm going to be waiting for a long time on that one. So getting the excitement around them and giving them swag as well.
Right, yeah. So the breakfast, our lunch counts are very good, but breakfast we could do better. So going into this school year, it was one of our focuses. So one of the ways that we're going to do a little promotion is any student that gets breakfast during National School Breakfast Week will be entered into a chance to win a signed autographed football by Chase, when he came here, which we have right on display here. So it's just trying to get the kids excited, trying to get the kids to make sure they get breakfast, start their day right. A lot of the kids, when we've been talking to them when they're coming in, they're telling us, I got to go, I don't have time, I slept in late, and they're running in, and they haven't had their breakfast. Having this card out front, it takes about 10 seconds, grab your breakfast, put in your number, and then you're off.
Yeah, I actually saw it. I came in the front door while the cart was still out there this morning, and kids were just, they were picking it up and they were heading on to class. I might have caught a teacher or two doing the same thing, but it was pretty cool. So this is just a great idea, and we'll be interested in hearing about the results. Is that the only one?
So this is the best one that he signed.
Because I'm thinking.
And he wrote, he not only autographed it, he wrote "Go Mustangs." He wrote "Go Blue." Not everyone's a Michigan fan. I'm from Ohio, so maybe we'd cross that off with.
I was just going to say
Sharpie,
you might want to get a little.
But he wrote "Go Mustangs," "Go Blue," "Go Dairy," "Go Pats."
Yeah.
So what a great thing that a student's going to win.
And I hear he didn't say it, and he wouldn't give anything up on Brady. So
He
it doesn't
didn't,
say
no.
come back Tom on there, but it could. All right, we have one more over here, and Mood Boost, which frankly I think we both could use. I know you were up early this morning.
So this is our newest program, and this is probably one of the ones that has the most excitement around it when we've been going into the cafeterias. So this is an elementary and middle school program. Currently what you see here are our Moody's, these different friends here, and these are the elementary version. At the middle school there's more of a logo version, but it's a program and it talks all about how eating specific foods can affect your mood. We're always said, eat salad because it's healthy, or eat your vegetables. That doesn't necessarily always resonate with the kids. This is about, eat these foods and it can have an effect in the short term, and it's all about getting them to eat more fruits and vegetables. It's been well received so far. So it's a 7-week program in all. So the first week of the program, we set up in each of the cafeterias with the backdrop and display you see here. And we just talked about the program. We had a fun matching sheet game. And then over the next 6 weeks, we focus on one mood each week. So 1 week it's happy, which is our friend here in the yellow. And then it's just, we put those different sort of foods on the menu that tie in, that make you feel happy, like whether it's potatoes or chickpeas, hummus, those sort of good stuff. And then, calm is coming up soon, and then smart, and it's just another way for us to talk to kids about how nutrition, really plays a part in how they feel.
Oh, this is great. And then I see there's swag involved. And,
there is.
Let's see what. I'm Syracuse, so I guess I got to feed my mood with the orange here.
The other part of it is the swag. So we give stickers to the kids that have our Moody friends here on it, and then these playing cards are pretty cool because they have one of the Moody's. So this one is I am confident. This one looks like it's talking about cabbage, and it is. So on the back of it, it's got cilantro lime slaw. So it's a recipe that the kids can make at home. All very simple recipe, little side dishes, and it's been great. And the fun thing about it is with side dishes, kids are more likely to try a bite or two of something.
Right.
And especially when Kelsey comes in with her 2-bite rule, just try a little bit of it. Maybe you've never had a garbanzo bean before. Maybe you just try one little bean. Just try it. We're just trying to introduce them to different different foods. So we have the stickers, we have the cards that they collect, and then also the wristbands that we've been giving away when the students get the mood boosting foods.
I am alert.
You are alert.
Super. Just to highlight, some things that are coming up quickly before we end with you.
So where to begin? At the high school level, we're going to be getting some digital signage, which will replace our traditional sign. It'll have the menu on there, but it'll also give us a place to put, current active photos of the students. Maybe there was the big football game or the track meet. Or the math club, whatever events and things are going on in the school, we can also put that up on our digital signage. We're looking at doing mobile ordering at the high school, where the students will be able to pre-order some items, and then when they come down for lunch, they can pick those items up. They'll already be ready. They'll have their name on it, so that way they can reduce the line. At the high school, we're also we're getting ready for Earth Week coming up here in April, working with the EYC Club. Just what can we do to be better, better to the environment? We've gotten rid of styrofoam trays at all levels, but there's still more we can do. So we're just trying to, chip away at things like that. At the elementary level, it's really all about Mood Boost now. This is our brand new program. We're only in the 2nd week of it, so it'll be heavily focused on that for the next few months, as well as the kitchen cart. But then also we want to partner with some local restaurants. And it's going to be should be a pretty fun event. We've got some commitment from a few restaurants. We've got to make sure we touch base with them again. But we'd have their chef come in and do just maybe like a 10 or 15 minute kind of like a training or some sort of advanced cooking techniques with our staff, and then we would serve a dish inspired by their restaurant. There's a lot of great restaurants in Norwood. Sure. Our students, the families, they're eating in these restaurants. They're good restaurants. And some of those restaurants are very well known for dishes that we can not necessarily duplicate, but we can kind of honor them with a good representation. So we want to get moving on that soon as well. So it's a lot of different stuff. Our whiteboard is full of ideas, and then it's going to be getting ready for the summer meals program again, and kind of winding down the school year. And then laying out the groundwork for the next year.
Super. Well, there are certainly a lot of exciting things happening in the kitchen, shall we say, in Norwood Public Schools. Eli, I thank you so much for spending all this time with us and showcasing the great work that you and your team are doing here.
Thank you.
I know Chad, I'm still waiting, but I don't think he's coming up. But I do see that sandwich over there, that barbecue sandwich is starting to get a little cold, and I've had my eye on it. So for Your Town at Work, I'm Jerry Slater.
Who knows Paul? He is a fixture around town.
Sigal Reese. Hi, Sigal.
So what was that like? And
Hello again, everybody. We're here with Stacy Lane, brand new principal, Dr. Margot Bracek. Got it right?
Yes.
Okay. We're here on town meeting floor with none other than Judy Langone,